Hi, I'm Thiago. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. One click from you means more stories can be shared. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers and make a difference. Let's begin. Life was supposed to get easier after high school. That's what they tell you, right? But try juggling engineering classes at State while working part-time at the hardware store. The only upside was saving on rent by living with my dad, Marcus, in the house I grew up in. Well, that and the discounted tools for my projects. "You're still up?" Carlos asked, sprawled on my bedroom floor with textbooks scattered around him. "Got an exam tomorrow. Unlike some people in this house, I actually care about passing." Carlos glanced toward the hallway where my half-brother's room was. "How's the prince doing these days?" "Aiden? Same as always. Failing classes, partying all night, and somehow still Dad's golden boy." "Your dad really doesn't see it, huh?" I lowered my voice. "Yesterday, Dad gave him money for books that I guarantee is going toward whatever party he's hitting this weekend." The next morning, I checked my savings account balance before class, habit from working paycheck to paycheck, and nearly dropped my phone. $3,000 missing? That's impossible. I ran through the transaction history, finding a withdrawal I never made. The timestamp? When I was in class 2 days ago, my debit card was missing from my wallet. That night, I found Aiden playing video games in the living room, wearing brand new headphones and a watch I'd never seen before. "Where'd you get the cash for those?" He didn't even look up. "None of your business." "Is that my debit card on the table?" His eyes flickered to it, then back to his game. "Maybe." I snatched the card. "You stole from me?" "Borrowed. Chill out." $3,000? Are you kidding me? That's my tuition money." Aiden finally paused his game. "Look, you've been living here rent-free. Consider it payment for everything Dad does for you. I work for my money. You had no right." "What's going on in here?" Dad appeared in the doorway, looking annoyed. "Aiden stole my debit card and took $3,000 from my account." Dad's face hardened. "That's a serious accusation, Thiago." "I have the transaction record. It was while I was in class." Aiden rolled his eyes. "He's always making stuff up, Dad. He's jealous because I'm your real son. Tell him to give my money back." Dad crossed his arms. "Maybe you misplaced it, or spent it and forgot." "Are you serious right now? Check his room. Look at the new stuff he bought." "I bought this stuff with money from Mom," Aiden said smoothly. "You're lying." "That's enough," Dad shouted. "I'm sick of your accusations. Aiden would never do something like that." "So I'm the liar? I've never stolen anything in my life, while he—" "I said enough." Dad's face turned red. "I won't have this in my house anymore. Your constant jealousy of Aiden, your attitude. I'm done." "What are you saying?" "I want you out. Tonight." My mouth fell open. "You can't be serious. You have 1 hour to pack your things. Over him? After everything?" "You were never really my son anyway." The words hung in the air between us. I stared at him, then at Aiden's smirking face. "Fine, I'm gone." I packed what I could in a duffel bag and backpack, ignoring Dad's cold stare from the doorway. As I walked out, I had no idea where I was going, just that I couldn't stay another minute in that house. The rain started as I walked 6 blocks with my bags. My phone buzzed. "Carlos. Dude, where are you? You're not answering your texts." Dad kicked me out. "I'm on Maple Street, heading nowhere specific." "Stay there. I'm coming to get you." 20 minutes later, Carlos pulled up in his beat-up Honda. "Get in. You're staying with me until we figure something out." Carlos's studio apartment wasn't meant for 2 people, but he cleared space on his futon. 3 days of job applications later, I was going stir-crazy. "You can't keep living on my floor," Carlos said, tossing me a soda. "But I might have a solution. My cousin Elena manages some apartments downtown." "I can't afford downtown. Let me make a call." The next day, we met Elena at a coffee shop. She was sharp-eyed and professional in a way that made me suddenly conscious of my wrinkled t-shirt. "So you're the engineering student Carlos won't shut up about," she said, sliding a key across the table. "Building's not fancy, but it's clean. Apartment 3B needs someone immediately. Previous tenant left for a job in Seattle. What's the catch? Reduced rent in exchange for handling basic maintenance, fixing leaky faucets, changing light fixtures, stuff you can handle with your background. That's incredibly generous. Not generous, practical. I need someone reliable. Carlos says that's you." 2 weeks later, I was settled in 3B and interviewing at Westlake Engineering. "Your project portfolio is impressive," the interviewer said, flipping through my laptop presentation. "Elena was right about you." "You know Elena?" College roommates, when she recommends someone, I listen. I started the following Monday, real engineering work with actual benefits. For the first time in months, things were looking up. I changed my number, blocked Dad and Aiden on social media, and focused on rebuilding. 6 months passed. I was leaving work when Carlos called. You need to turn on the news. What's going on? It's Aiden. He hit someone with his car last night. DUI. My stomach dropped. Is the person okay? Critical condition. Some teacher named Santiago. They don't know if she'll make it. That night, my new phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Tiago, it's your father. My hand tightened around the phone. How did you get this number? Please don't hang up. We need to talk. We have nothing to talk about. It's about Aiden. He's in trouble. I saw the news, not my problem. He says he was with you last night. I nearly dropped the phone. What? The police are asking questions. If you could just tell them you were together. Are you seriously asking me to lie to the police after everything? He's your brother. This could ruin his life. Half-brother, and he ruined his own life. Tiago, please. We're family. We can make things right between us. I'll pay you back what Aiden took with interest. Now you believe me? Convenient. Son, please, don't call me that. You made it clear I wasn't your son when you threw me out. I was angry. I made a mistake. His voice cracked. Help us and you can come home. We'll be a family again. I laughed bitterly. You think I want to come back? I have a real life now. I'm begging you. The woman might die. Then Aiden should face the consequences of his actions. For once, I'll make it worth your while. Name your price. I went silent, thinking, not about helping them, but about what to do next. I'll think about it, I finally said. But don't call me again. I'll contact you. I hung up, already formulating a plan. They'd never see it coming. The next morning, I met Elena for our weekly coffee. Her eyes were red and puffy. You okay? She wiped at her face. My favorite high school teacher was hit by a drunk driver, Mrs. Santiago. She taught me everything I know about business. My coffee cup froze halfway to my mouth. Santiago, the woman from the news? You heard about it? She's in critical condition at Memorial. I pulled out my phone and showed her the article with Aiden's mugshot. This is my half-brother. Elena's eyes widened. Your brother did this to Mrs. Santiago? Half-brother. And yeah, my dad called last night asking me to provide a fake alibi. You're not considering it, are you? Hell no, but I'm thinking of something better. That afternoon, we visited Memorial Hospital. Mrs. Santiago lay unconscious, tubes everywhere. A stern-faced man sat beside her, clutching her hand. I'm sorry to intrude, Elena said softly. I'm a former student. The man nodded. I'm Detective Santiago, her husband. My ears perked up. Detective? With NYPD? 20 years now. I glanced at Elena, who nodded slightly. Sir, there's something you should know. The driver who hit your wife is my half-brother. Detective Santiago's gaze hardened. Aiden Reeves? You're related to that punk? Unfortunately, my father called asking me to lie and say Aiden was with me that night. He leaned forward. And why are you telling me this? Because I think there's more to the story. My father has connections. Has Aiden had other incidents that disappeared? Detective Santiago looked around before lowering his voice. 3 prior DUIs that mysteriously vanished from the system. Your brother should have lost his license years ago. I suspected as much. My father's throwing money at this problem again, but I want to help you make sure it doesn't work this time. 2 days later, I agreed to meet Dad and Aiden at a diner. I arrived early, tucking my phone with recording app running into my jacket pocket. Dad looked haggard. Aiden's eyes were bloodshot, but not from remorse, probably still hungover. Thanks for coming, son. Don't call me that. What exactly do you want from me? Aiden snorted. Isn't it obvious? Tell the cops I was with you Thursday night. And why would I do that? Dad slid an envelope across the table. $10,000, tax-free. I peeked inside. That's a lot of money to keep your golden boy out of trouble. Again. Aiden shifted uncomfortably. Dad gave him a warning look. What do you mean, again? I pressed. Nothing, Dad said quickly. Like the time he totaled Mrs. Berkowitz's garden wall? Or when he sideswiped that parked car on Elm Street? Aiden rolled his eyes. Those weren't DUIs. So you admit there were DUIs? Dad cleared his throat. Look, Aiden has made mistakes. We've handled them privately. You mean you paid people off just like you're trying to pay me off? It's not like that. Dad's voice hardened. This is serious. The woman might not make it. Even more reason for Aiden to face consequences. Aiden slammed his fist on the table. You think you're so perfect. Lower your voice, Dad hissed, looking around nervously. I'm not doing it, I said. Dad leaned in. You don't understand what's at stake. My company contracts, Aiden's future. What about Mrs. Santiago's future? I'll pay her medical bills, whatever it takes. And if I refuse? Dad's eyes narrowed. Remember who helped you get into engineering school? One call from me. Are you threatening me now? I'm reminding you of reality. Help us or regret it. I pretended to consider, then sighed dramatically. Fine, but I want 20,000 and I choose how to handle the police. Dad looked relieved. Deal, we'll talk details tomorrow. As they left, I texted Detective Santiago. Got everything? Meeting tomorrow? His reply came instantly. My office, 9 a.m. Detective Santiago examined the phone I placed on his desk. She opened her eyes this morning, he said, nodding at Mrs. Santiago's photo. Doctors are optimistic. Everything's here. The bribe, the threats, admitting they covered up previous incidents. After listening, he nodded grimly. Textbook witness tampering, combined with your testimony and these buried DUI reports I found. Your father's company suddenly received city contracts after officers with unexplained windfalls retired. Classic Dad, using connections to fix Aiden's messes. 2 days later, Carlos, Elena, and I watched the arrests on Evening News. Local businessman Marcus Reeves and son Aiden Reeves arrested on multiple charges, including witness tampering, obstruction of justice, and DUI resulting in critical injury. They really did it, Carlos whistled. They did it to themselves. Elena squeezed my shoulder. You okay? Better than okay. The investigation snowballed. Dad's company launched an internal probe uncovering years of questionable contracts. He resigned, his reputation destroyed. The family home went up for sale to cover mounting legal fees. Aiden received 8 years for the DUI and associated charges. A month later, Elena and I visited the hospital. Mrs. Santiago was sitting up, color returned to her face. You must be Tiago. My husband told me everything. I'm sorry about what happened. Don't apologize for others' actions. You showed remarkable courage. Hardly feels like my family anymore. Family isn't always blood, she said, glancing at Elena. Sometimes it's the people who stand by you when others walk away. Against my better judgment, I agreed to visit Dad in prison. He looked smaller somehow in his orange jumpsuit. Tiago, thank you for coming. What do you want? To apologize. I was wrong about everything. I favored Aiden, made excuses, pushed you aside. I see that now. Prison has a way of clarifying things. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but good, because you're not getting it. His face fell. Son, please. You chose him over me. Now you can share his fate. Don't contact me again. I'm changing my name next month. To what? He asked, voice breaking. Does it matter? It won't be Reeves. Outside, Carlos and Elena waited with the Santiagos. Everything okay? Carlos asked. Yeah, just closing a chapter. Elena looped her arm through mine. Just in time for dinner. Mrs. Santiago is teaching me her famous paella recipe. Wouldn't miss it, I said, walking away without looking back. That night, surrounded by people who actually cared, I realized something. Dad and Aiden hadn't just lost their freedom and reputation. They'd lost me. And for once, that loss actually mattered to them. Too little, too late. Would you have completely rejected your father's prison apology like Tiago did? Or would you have given him a second chance after everything he'd done? Is cutting toxic family members out of your life permanently the right move? Or should blood relatives always get an opportunity for redemption? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what you would have done in Tiago's situation. If you enjoyed this revenge story, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more stories about standing up to toxic people and finding justice. Your support helps us create more content like this. Thanks for watching.